What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the No Face Crypto channel. Where's the face no case? You feel me? Guys, today we're going to jump right back into the DeFi conversation. In order to talk about that, we must talk about the wormhole hack. Guys, this was the, I believe, second or third largest crypto hack in history. So everyone has to know about this. If you don't know about it already, you will know after this video. I'm going to let this old guy talk about it. Uh, no offense. I'm going to let this guy talk about it, and then we will kind of recap after. But essentially, guys, smart contracts and bridges between different networks. Um, it basically smart contracts, guys. When you're doing DeFi, everything is locked up in a smart contract. You have to make sure the shit is legit. All right, but I'm gonna show you guys one of the biggest hacks in crypto history right here. Here we go.
Hi, it's Kevin Bates here, and another day, another DeFi hack. And the one I'm going to talk about today is the hack that exploited the Wormhole Bridge between Ethereum and Solana. And the explanation I have uses a breakdown of the hack provided very kindly by someone called Kelvin Fitcher on Twitter, but I'm going to explain it through the use of an analogy so that any of you out there who aren't particularly keen on investigating smart contract code can still understand exactly what happens. And in order to explain the hack, first it's probably worthwhile going over how a bridge between two different chains works. And the best analogy I have for that is if you go back in human history to, say, the 1600s or 1700s, and you look at how goldsmiths also acted as banks. So imagine you own a big chest of coins and you live in London and you want to travel to Paris in order to spend them. Well, riding through the countryside with a big chest of gold on the back of your cart, not such a good idea. So you go to a goldsmith in London and you hand over your chest and they give you a promissory note that they sign. Then you go to Paris and you hand over the promissory note at another goldsmith over there and they give you the equivalent amount of gold coins in return. Now, this of course means that the goldsmith in Paris has to recognize that the note that has been signed is a genuine one and that the signature is genuine. You can't just walk into any goldsmiths in Paris with a piece of paper that you scribbled on half an hour beforehand saying, give me 100,000 gold coins. That's not going to fly. And the bridging system between blockchains often relies on a system like this, plus a mechanism for verifying the signatures. And again, if we extend the analogy, you can imagine that there are people, let's call them guardians, who spend their life riding between London and Paris, looking at the signatures of goldsmiths in both cities and memorizing them so that they can check them in either location. And then when you turn up at the goldsmiths with your promissory note, the goldsmith calls in one of these guardians who knows what the valid signatures look like and can say, yes, this is a valid note, give him the gold coins that he's asked for, or no, this is an invalid signature, call the authorities and have him locked up. So what went wrong in the Solana wormhole contract? Well, again, extending the analogy even further, imagine that someone turns up at a goldsmith's in Paris with a promissory note from a goldsmith in London and says, I want to withdraw some gold coins, some Parisian gold coins, please, to the amount of 90,000 gold coins. And the goldsmith says, certainly, sir, let me just check the signature. And the person with the note says, well, I've got my friend Bob here, he'll check it for you. And the goldsmith goes, oh, okay, Bob, is it a valid signature? And Bob says, oh, yes, it certainly is a valid signature. You should give the man his gold. And the goldsmith does so. Now, of course, Bob is not a genuine guardian. He's just a friend of the person who's conducting the hack. And this is what happened on the Solana blockchain with the Wormhole protocol. It was meant to use a valid signature checker, but unfortunately for the protocol, the hacker managed to replace the call to the signature check with a call to another function. So that's like bringing Bob in rather than a genuine guardian, and thereby managed to get the signature approved. So now our medieval guy has got 90,000 gold Parisian coins. And what does he do with those? He immediately hands them back to the goldsmith and says, tell you what, give me a promissory note for these because I'm going back to London. And the goldsmith in Paris does that. The guy then goes back to London with a perfectly valid Parisian promissory note for gold coins, goes back to the goldsmiths in London and withdraws 90,000 English gold coins. And now the hacker has real genuine funds that can be off-ramped on a crypto exchange or moved into other assets or protocols or whatever. So that's basically what happened. There was one small bug in the smart contract on the Solana side that allowed the signature checking to be compromised. So that's really it. And the result is that about 90,000 Ether was withdrawn from the smart contract on the Ethereum chain that was holding assets that had been bridged over to Solana. And that's quite a lot of money. That's, I think the sum that was quoted was 320 million, although if it's 90,000 ETH, I would have expected that to be a lot higher, because I think it's about $2,000 per ETH at the moment. Does that work out? Anyway, it's a big sum of money. I think I read somewhere that it's now the 4th biggest hack in the DeFi world. Indeed, a third of $1 billion is an awful lot of money. So hopefully that analogy helped explain how the hack occurred and also gives you a better understanding of what bridging protocols between blockchains do and how they commonly work, and also why there are risks involved. There are so many moving pieces and so many checks that need to be conducted that if you just get one little step in the whole chain of events that happens when assets are bridged from one chain to another, that gives hackers the opportunity to abscond with vast sums of money. That's it for today. I hope you found it interesting, and I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.
Guys, that was a very, very good way to explain exactly what happened with the wormhole hack. Now, we've already talked about kind of inaccuracies of smart contracts. We've already covered, this guy covered rather, the inaccuracies with bridge networks. Now, for example here, that network was hacked. It was not good. It was not great. Now, how do you know that beforehand? How can you know that? You can't, and that's the truth. So DeFi is taking a risk at the end of the day. But what you can do is realize that after all this information, things were built to withstand stuff, hacks, and other things like this from occurring in the future. So stuff like XRP and the EVM sidechain, they know about this stuff. This stuff is going. It will not happen. It will not happen. But like I said, you have to know what these things are in order to be able to risk your money into DeFi. Now, for a specific example, the XRP EVM sidechain uses the Axelar network to do that. Now, is Axelar secure? That's a whole other question that somebody else should answer for you. I'm not going to be the one to tell you that. But if you want me to, we're going to go ahead and dive into that for just a second. And just for example here, for this month, I'm going to use the XRPL in order to do this DeFi. I know it is not built 100% for DeFi, but it has DeFi now, and I trust it the most, so that is what I'm using. There are plenty other of networks that you can use. Algorand, Ondo, we've got F Assets. I mean, there's a bunch of things you guys can use. For this video, specifically for this channel, I'm going to be using the XRPL EVM sidechain, and that is utilizing, for bridge chain, they're using Axelar. Guys, let's lock the fuck in. You feel me? Now, ladies and gentlemen, Axelar is a battle-tested network. Okay, I do not have to go into that. Axelar is not a scam, and it's been proven over the last decade. You know, even since 2016, and all these other DeFi scams were going on, guys. If these DeFi platforms are still around, chances are they are not scams. They are not going to fall through. All right, but just to summarize very, very quickly here, what is Axelar? Here you go.
We believe that Web3 is the future. Axelar is developing the core infrastructure and tooling necessary for developers to innovate with blockchain technology and provide their end users with amazing application experiences. We achieve this by addressing the fragmentation and painful user experiences for developers and end users in today's blockchain ecosystems. Here's how. Axelar is the universal overlay network, securely connecting all blockchain ecosystems, applications, assets, and users, enabling developers to build on the best blockchain for their particular use case.
Like, I don't know if y'all can hear the background music. I'm getting like a primal feeling watching this video right now. Like, you guys are gonna make some fucking money if you subscribe to this channel. You feel me? Make sure you guys tap in, drop a like, drop a comment on this channel. All right. Make sure you guys check out the description below, guys. I have an Uphold link, a Ledger referral link, and a Caleb and Brown link in there, guys. Uphold, very, very trusted exchange. You can offload with no problems. I have done it myself. Cash the fuck out. Uphold, if you really want to. Ledger, keep your crypto safe. Don't keep it off the exchanges until you want to cash out. Don't even keep them on the exchanges, period. All right. Caleb and Brown referral, guys, for a one-to-one support on your digital assets. You can call up your broker and make any moves, anywhere, anytime, no matter what. You could be in your garden planting seeds or something, and you can call your broker. You could be smoking a blunt on your back porch, and you can call your broker and cash out, even if Coinbase or Uphold go down. Make sure you guys tab in my description and check out those links, guys. Full disclosure, nah, fuck it.
The overlay network supports asset transfer, composability of applications, and generalized message passing across any blockchain ecosystem through protocols and APIs. This means developers can build their applications on one blockchain and allow their users to interact with assets, users, and dApps on any other blockchain. So what's in this stack? At its core, Axelar is a decentralized network run by a permissionless set of validators that power cross-chain interoperability requests. Designed to achieve universal interoperability, the network is blockchain agnostic, supporting diverse approaches to consensus. With only a few lines of code, protocol developers can add arbitrary chains to the network through the permissionless validators. On top of the network sit Axelar relay services and the Axelar SDK. The SDK allows easy access to the network and composability across the unified network of blockchains through a collection of application layer protocols and APIs. Application developers use the SDK to efficiently connect their applications, enabling greater distribution across all chains, cross-chain composability with other apps, and greater liquidity. Here are some examples. Users can swap their ETH for Atom through a decentralized exchange directly from their wallet. Users have the convenience and ability to transact from a single universal wallet instead of needing one for every network or type of asset they want to use. NFTs purchased on one chain become portable, traveling with owners as they interact across different chains. By connecting all isolated ecosystems through a unified network and providing developers with the tools they need, Axelar enables innovation, unlocks new possibilities, and grows this global decentralized economy that will empower users no matter where they are on their journeys through Web3. Axelar powers the cross-chain future.
One of the best ads I've ever seen for a network in crypto space, period. Guys, are you ready to lock in for DeFi? I am. Alright, before that happens, I have one more video for you guys on DeFi scams and kind of what you should look out for. But we are going to jump right into it. And I've already spoken on what specifically we are going to jump into. Guys, we're going to be gaining yield off of my XRP. Swear. I'm going to show you guys in real time how to do it. The amounts don't matter so much. Just think, imagine. Use your brain a little bit here, okay? I'm going to get out of here for the night. I have another video I really want to speak on. I want to speak on the boat kit. Fuck it. We'll touch on it in another video. But right now, real quick, guys. I already told y'all how the boat kid was going to drop a fucking rug pull. Immediately. It was imminent. And it happened. Before it even happened, they had a pre-sale. And then they rug pull like 2,000 SOL on a pre-sale. Look at it. They said here, we condone our deepest apologies. Even though we took extra security measures, our account was breached by NXT Labs. The drainer has drained thousands of dollars. Yo, are you serious? Do not press any, patience. You will make it all back. Are you serious right now? So they had a pre-sale, basically. If you guys don't know what a pre-sale is, I mean, you have to know, basically. But they let you in early on a token. You buy in early, they'll send you some tokens. Guys, they never sent anyone anything. and they lost Solana. You can look here, all the fucking scammer. Drain my account, you scammer. Give me my money back, dude. I wanted to connect, but it says my wallet is not legible. Bitch, what are you talking about? About Instagram? You also posted there. Great rugs, MFs. You just launched through Pump or Bonk like every other fair launch. Yeah, so they didn't even launch through a correct exchange. I can promise you guys right now, this was 100% a rug pull, and the coin's not even out yet. This is still pre-launch, and we're already got a rug pull. So I will follow this up in a full-on video. But before we do that, it's not really about that right now, so we're not going to talk about that in this video fully. But guys, the same people are behind this. They're behind Haktua. They're behind MLG and FaZe Banks. They're behind Aiden Roth. Like, I'm telling you right now, don't even get me started. All right, you already heard me. I broke down the entire Zbex scam and finesse. All right, yo. No guys, you feel me. I'm gonna get out of here.